YouTube and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is focusing on me testing out the new Ciara Daly Chaos collection. So I did create this makeup look right here using the brushes, explaining what brushes used for what. So Ciara recently came out with this brand new collection just before Christmas there. This is a 20-piece brush set, so you get 20 brushes in it, all for the face and eyes, so you can create a full face of makeup using this collection. So basically I wanted to create like a New Year's Eve party glam sort of look, but I also recently got these brushes for Christmas. My mummy got me them for Christmas and I really wanted to try them out and see how well they worked, because she did come out with a lot of new brushes in this collection, so I wanted to see how well they worked, if they were as good as her other brushes. So I really put them to the test and I sort of give you a full breakdown of what is used for what I'm doing, showing you the brushes, blah 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 blah, and I also give you like a review at the end of the tutorial, telling you if the brushes are worth it or not, and also giving you like a full breakdown on prices and stuff, where the brushes are available to buy from and stuff like that. So yeah, if you want to see if this brush set is worth it or not, and if you also want to see me creating this makeup look, then just keep on watching. Okay, so let's get started. I am looking a wee bit cray at the minute because I did already do my base. So I did my foundation and concealer, and then I just set it with some of the RCMA colour powder and the Coty Airspun translucent extra coverage. So I wanted to do my base first just to get it out of the way, and then I'm going to do my eyes on camera, and I'm also going to be doing my contour, bronze, highlight, etc. on camera. So I am going to be trying out the new Ciara Daly Chaos collection. How amazing is this packaging? I just want to say a huge congratulations to my friend Charlene, who was actually on my course, and her picture, this is Charlene's work right here on the Sun and Rachel, the model, and she was actually, she got picked to have her photo obviously on the new collection, so all best for her. So this is what it looks like inside. Oh my god, brush heaven. So Ciara, I already have most of Ciara's brushes, and you guys know I am a true diehard when it comes to her brushes. I'm constantly recommending them to you guys. I just love them. I love the quality of them. I love how amazing they blend out products. But she has come out with a good load of new brushes, foundation brushes, highlighting brushes, some new blending brushes for the eyes. So I want to put them to the test and see if they're as good as what her other collections are. But by the way guys, this is limited edition. This is Ciara's Chaos collection. It is £90. I got it for £90, but I don't know if it's up to £150 again, because I do know she had it reduced over Christmas time. So I do know that I paid £90 for it. So once this collection's gone, it's gone basically. Apparently she's not bringing any more back in stock, so we're going to put these brushes to the test today. So let's hope that they work. Let's hope. So I am using the third brush from the collection. This brush is, it reminds me of the concealer buffer brush from Zoeva, and basically what it is it's obviously to buff out your concealer under the eyes and all of the lid as well. But because I've already done that today, before actually testing out these brushes, I am going to be using this for my brow bone highlight and my inner corner highlight. I really enjoy brushes like this for buffing out the brow bone highlight and obviously the inner corner highlight. As you can see, it's did an amazing job. It feels very soft, and it blends the product out absolutely amazing. So I do really like this brush, and I really can't wait to use this for underneath the eyes and to blend the concealer out on my lid. So the next brush that I'm going to use is the 6th brush from the collection. Actually I'm not, I'm going to use the 7th brush from the collection. So this brush is the face blender brush, I believe, from one of Ciara's collections, the Phoenix collection. You guys know I love this for blending transition colours. So I'm going to be taking the 3rd shade from the 2nd row from the Jaclyn Hill palette. And I'm going to use that as my transition shade. So I'm going to move you a little bit closer. So I'm just going from the centre of the lid and blending that into the inner corner. And then whatever's left, I'm going to take it to the outer corner of my eye. This is the same brush from the Phoenix collection. Like I said, you guys know how much I love the Phoenix collection. I'm constantly raving about it. So this brush, there's no point me even telling you because you know how much I absolutely love that collection. Okay, so the next brush that I'm going to be using is this brush here. This reminds me of the 223 brush from Zoeva. This is like a tapered blending brush for the eyes. I love brushes like this, especially for blending product out through my crease. So I'm going to go in with the shade, the 4th shade from the 3rd row of the Jaclyn Hill palette. And I'm going to blend this out throughout my whole crease. So I always start in the centre, as you guys know, and I blend the product into the inner corner. And then whatever's left, I sort of diffuse it towards the outer corner, but looking straight into my mirror to get that nice rounded sort of smoky effect. So I did do the other eye off camera. I just stopped recording for some reason, but that's why I'm back on, obviously showing you what I'm doing on this eye. But basically I really enjoy this brush. The quality of it is amazing once again, and it picks up product really well. And it blends it out really well as well, so I do enjoy working with this. I think this is perhaps so far so good, but you girls and boys already know how much I love Ciara's brushes, but I think that this could probably be her best collection yet. So the next shade I'm going to go in with is Cocoa Bear from Makeup Geek, and I'm still going to continue to use this same brush to blend that out. So starting in the centre and bringing it into the inner, and then whatever's left I will diffuse that product towards my outer corner. Once again looking straight ahead into the mirror just to get that really nice rounded smoky effect. I'm going to use one of the wiper motions up and down the outer corner. Cocoa Bear is just like a slightly bit darker than the previous shade that we used, the previous rush shade. So I really want to focus on more warm tones on my eyes today, the likes of my oranges and obviously warm toned browns and stuff. But obviously I am going to be using a lot of black as well. But on the lid and throughout the crease I want it to really stand out by using the likes of my oranges and stuff and my rusty colours. So once again going towards the outer V, up and down. So I ended up doing the other eye off camera because you know well and truly I always get interrupted every single time I do a video. So anyway, I am going to go in with the shade, what is this, Bada Bing from Makeup Geek, and I'm going to take the little bullet brush or pencil brush, however you want to call it, to blend this out at my outer corner. I love this brush. This is another brush that I swear by, and this one is also from the Phoenix collection. So I'm going to take this to the outer corner. So basically what I'm doing is I'm just patting the product on first before actually blending it out. I love the Jaclyn Hill palette, and I love Makeup Geek shadows simply because there is no fallout in any of them. So I'm bouncing that on to the lid or the outer corner, and then what I'm doing now is I'm just going to use really light circular motions to blend that halfway through the crease. So I am going to do the lower lash line firstly, and then I will move back onto the lid again. So I am going to be using one of the liner brushes from the collection. This one is also in Ciara's Sphinx collection. It's just a fine liner brush. I'm taking the collection Lasting Black Gel Liner. and I'm just placing that in my waterline, and I'm also blending it underneath the lower lash line as well because I really want underneath to be really smoky. So I'm going to take the smudger brush and I'm going to blend that out. And then I'm going to take the 5th brown from, well, the 5th shade from the last row of the Jaclyn Morphe palette, and I am going to start really diffusing the lower lash line. I'm using the side of the brush, so I'm using it this way rather than straight. So I'm mixing that brown, and I'm also mixing the black from the Jaclyn palette as well. Packing it on underneath there, and then I'm going to use the sides to really diffuse and blend out that product. So in the collection, she's come out with a new concealer brush. So you guys know I love the squared shaped concealer brush for carving out my brows and everything like that, but she's now come out with a rounded concealer brush. This one I find it picks up product really well, and I think it would be amazing, especially for cutting the crease. So I'm not going to cut the crease or anything today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the shade Flamethrower from Makeup Geek. This is just the wee personalized Z palette that I created with mostly everyday to day shades that I would use. So I'm going to take the shade Flamethrower, and I'm going to use that little concealer brush, and I'm going to start packing that on. As I'm packing it on, I'm sort of blending the product. Just using like little circular motions. You guys know I love putting down like a shimmer shadow or a pigment, especially before putting glitter on. I just find when you put a pigment or a shimmer shade down that is a similar colour to the glitter you're going to use, it really makes it stand out because it has a base underneath it. So I'm packing that on, and then I'm going to take my finger and then I'm going to just really diffuse that. So she's also come out with a new liner brush. Personally, I like this one better than the Diva collection, I believe it is. The Diva collection is basically for the brows. You get 2 like liner brushes in it. I don't know if this is the same brush from the Diva collection, but I honestly prefer this one better. I just found that the Diva collection, the brush sort of, you know, went like this every single time you tried to put the liner on. But I like this one a lot better. You have a lot more control over it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a wing. So basically what I'm doing is I'm just going to, you know what I always do liner before I do any glitter. So I'm going to create a little bit of liner across the lash line. And then I always go to the outer corner of my eye and drag that product across. Just ever so slightly. Goes in the eye, and then dragging the product across the lid. Okay, I forgot to tell you that I was going to add glitter. I was supposed to do it on camera, but I forgot. But the glitter I used is by OCC, and it's their beige glitter. Is it beige? I think so. This is it. It's not really like a clear picture, but anyhow, that's it. So I always highlight before I do bronzer, contour, whatever. I'm going to be using the Ofra Nikki Tutorials Everglow highlight. You can tell that it's well and truly loved. And I'm going to use the fan brush. You guys know that I'm not really a lover of fan brushes, to be honest. I just don't really personally like them. I personally prefer like a more tapered brush for highlighting, so I am going to mix the rose goldy shade and the latest shade in the pan together. I just don't know. It's okay, it's an okay brush, but see, to be honest, I just personally do not like fan brushes. I just don't like the way they apply highlighter. I just don't. The brush feels absolutely amazing. It feels so soft on the skin. It is blending everything out perfectly. But personally, my personal perspective, I do not like fan brushes. I just think they're very flimsy, and it takes a lot more time to blend a highlighter out. Personally, my favourite highlighting brush would have to be the angled highlighting brush from Real Techniques. This is okay, don't get me wrong, it's blending the product out lovely, it feels so soft like I said, but I'm not a fan of the highlighting brush. Don't really like it. Okay, so I do notice that Ciara does not have a contour brush in this collection to obviously contour. And I'm not even going to bother getting up, but you guys know that I've used the angled contour brush many a times on my channel. I loved it for obviously contouring, and then I would use a larger, more fluffier brush or bronzer brush for my bronzer. So this brush, I'm assuming, would probably be for the contour. I don't know. I'm going to try this brush out and see what it's like. But then she has her Angel brush in the collection as well. Personally, I don't like this for bronzer or anything. I just find that because it's not like more rounded compared to my multi-pass brush from Real Techniques, I much rather prefer using that for my bronzer. For this, I would use, and I do have this brush, I would use this brush personally for setting powder all over the rest of my face, but it's personal perspective. I just don't see myself ever reaching this for bronzer or anything like that. So I am going to try the more smaller one, and I'm going to go in with my Bahama Mama bronzer by the Balm, and I'm going to contour with this and see how it goes. So I'm going from the corner of the ear to the corner of my mouth. This is actually blending it out really nice. There is a couple of hairs I've seen sort of falling out, but that is normal. I find whenever I do get a new set of brushes, a couple of bits and pieces of the hairs do shed. I just think that that's kind of the way your brush is getting used to getting worked on, like working on a face basically. So I'm just going to do the same on the other shade. I do really like this brush, but I think that it's sort of taken me a lot more time and effort to really build up my contour, sort of, as where when I used the angled contouring brush from the Goddess collection, I found that it picked up the product a lot better than this. I think this brush, like there's a lot of hairs falling out of it, but like I said, that's not a bad thing. But I personally think that this brush would be a lot better for blush. Maybe that's what it's for, but there is no names on either of the brushes to tell you what they're used for. So basically it's your own personal perspective, and that's what I like about Ciara's brushes, because they are so versatile and you can use them for anything in your makeup routine. You don't need to use a certain brush for something. Like sometimes I would use the large fluffy blending brush for underneath my eyes for concealer, and above my eyes as well to blend it out. Vice versa to the other brushes from the collection. But personally, from my own personal perspective, I do honestly think that this brush takes a lot of time and effort to really build that product up. Maybe that's a good thing, I don't know, but for me, I personally like a brush that picks up the product straight away and then it blends out after like going in with it a few times. But this time I'm thinking that I'm going in a lot more to try and really build my product up. But It's not really a bad thing, like I said. So I am going to continue to use the same brush for my bronzer. I don't think that I would personally use, like I said, the this brush here, the Angel brush, for my bronzer. So I am going to pick up the MAC of Me Sun on this brush. See, now that's picking that up a lot better. Maybe it was just my contour and I don't know. But this is really, really nice. Yeah, that is really, really nice for your bronzer. I'm just going to bronze up all over the areas that I placed my contour. I'm not tan or anything, so I'm not going to go in with too much bronzer. So I'm not really worried. Personally, I do think that you do need to sort of give your face a wee bit of colour, especially if your eyes and stuff is so dark. And then I'm just going to do underneath the jawline slightly with the bronzer and down the neck. And then I'm also going to use this same brush for my blusher. So I did actually forget to lift the blush, so I'm going to go in with the last shade in the Jaclyn Hill palette in the first row, just a wee tiny bit. It's like a shimmery shade, and I'm just going to put that on the apples of the cheeks and blend it up towards my contour and highlight. It's just like a rose goldy sort of shade, and I want to use that from the blush today. Those two. Okay guys, so that is the end of the look. I really do hope that you have enjoyed it. So yeah, I hope that this look could sort of give you a wee bit more inspiration for your upcoming New Year's Eve glam looks. Personally, this is something that I would wear out on New Year's Eve. A good wing, good set of lashes, glitter, everything. I hope that the wing technique has helped those of you who were sort of asking me to do a tutorial focusing on wing liner. I will do a more in-depth tutorial on wing liner. If it's something you are after, just let me know in the comments below. But I'm going to give you the final verdict here on my final verdict on the brushes. So these brushes, you get 20 in the full complete set. I've used 11 brushes out of the set, so I've used more than half. I love all the blending brushes. You guys know this is my holy grail for blending out my transition shades. I loved the new brushes that she's come out with, the more tapered blending brushes. These I love these. I love tapered blending brushes for building up and blending product out in my crease. I love that. I love the fact that she's come out with a concealer buffer brush, especially because I do use this wave one for underneath the eyes. I love the new liner brushes that she's come out with, and I love the fact that she's brought out a brand new concealer brush. This will be amazing for blending cut creases. The only one that I personally did not like was the fan brush. Not that it was bad or anything like that, but from my personal perspective, I do not like fan brushes. I just don't like them. I just think that they get product all over the place when you're trying to dip into your pan to try and get the product on the brush, and then I just don't like them. It did blend the highlighter out lovely and whatever, but personally I do not like fan brushes. I just think they're very gimmicky. My holy grail highlighting brush would have to be the angled highlighting brush from Real Techniques. I just find it a lot cleaner and easier to work with compared to fan brushes. But if you are a fan brush lover, you're going to really enjoy this because it's so soft. It does blend the product out really nice, but from my personal perspective, I just don't like it. And as for this brush right here, I don't really know what this is for, but like I said in the video, you can use the brushes for whatever you want, because at the end of the day, they do not have any names on it for specific areas on the face that it needs to be placed. So I did enjoy using this for blending out my contour and my bronzer, and obviously my blush as well. It just took a wee bit more time to build up those products onto the face, but other than that, I did really enjoy working with it. I will get around to using all the other brushes sooner or later. I can't wait to try this brush out here for foundation. I should have really used this at the start, but it feels really good. So I can't wait to try this out, but you guys know I will let you know how it is, or how all the other brushes are. So final thoughts on the new Chaos collection. So the final thoughts, do I think that this set is worth £90? 1000% I think it's worth the money. You guys know how much I love Ciara's brush collections. I think they're absolutely amazing, and they're so affordable as well. I mean, you get a full 20 piece brush set for £90. You can't be bad for that. You literally can't be bad for that. It was either 90 or 95, I can't remember, but she did actually have an offer on them. They were £150 and they were reduced to that price. I don't know if it's still the same price, and maybe that was just a wee deal that she had on over Christmas, but these are a limited edition brush set, and I honestly think that if you're someone who's only new and starting off in the industry and you don't want to spend like £300 on a brush set, then this is literally a brush set for you. Like, look at the packaging on that. The packaging is absolutely stunning, and I love the fact that Ciara uses all her students' work on her packaging. I just think that that's really, really nice. It's just so unique, and then when you open it up, it's gorgeous. I just love everything about it. I love the packaging, I love the quality of the brushes, I love everything about them, and I honestly do think that you definitely need this in your life, especially if you are somebody who's just starting off. Ciara's brushes are amazing. I've had my eye brushes and face brushes and everything for well and truly over a year now, and they're still in immaculate condition, so I do highly recommend this. Her website is www.ciaradailymakeup.com, but I will leave a link down in the description box below as well to where you can find her website and where you can purchase this brush set up from. But yeah, other than that guys, that concludes today's video. I really do hope that you have enjoyed it. If you have, please give it a big massive thumbs up. That would mean the world to me. And also subscribe to my channel before you leave as well. Click the wee notification bell in the corner and you will get notified every single time I upload. Also let me know in the comment section below what type of video that you would like to see next on my channel. Everything that I've used, once again, products, everything will be listed down in the description along with all my other social media. So once again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video.